Hi everyone, welcome to this video. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use arrow functions in JavaScript. An arrow function looks kind of similar to a regular function. So you see we have a function here and we give it a name, and inside of the parentheses we use parameters. I have not talked about the parameters yet, but we will learn that in the future. I'm going to keep it empty for now, the parentheses, just like that. You don't add anything there. And inside of the curly braces, which is right here, you see this is the opening of the curly brace, and this is the end of it. So inside of the curly braces, we do something. In this case, we are changing the inner HTML of this element, which is some age 1, and we are incrementing that count by 1, because we are saying count plus plus. And right here, we are using set interval to call this function each second. That's why it's incrementing the number now. So now let's convert this function into an arrow function. So to do that, we can go outside of that function. So this is that function. You see, this is the end of it. So we are going to enter that. And I can type in constant, and then you add a name for the function. So I'm going to use the same name, change text, and then you use equal sign. So now you might be asking, okay, this is kind of like the variable, constant, change, and then the equal sign. You're right. You add two parentheses here. So these parentheses are the same as these ones right here, all right? And then you use another equal sign and greater than, and then you open two curly braces. So this is the new way of making a function. So now I'm gonna copy this code from here, from our regular function, and we're going to paste it inside of this function. So now I have that here, but you see my code is not running. So I'm gonna get rid of this function, regular one, and you see my code will rerun again. So you see we are using the same interval, or set interval. We said set interval, change text 1000. So it's doing exactly the same thing. But right now you see we are using another way of functions. So we are saying constant change text. So this is the name of the function. And so we say two parentheses, equal sign, and then greater than sign. And inside of these curly braces, we can do whatever we want. So now let's do one more thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to convert this to a regular function. So you see, a regular function, you just have to use function. You always have to say function, and then you add the name of the function. So if you want to convert this, you can say change text. And we are at this point now. So you add two parentheses, and we have two curly braces. So let's add those. Okay, so you see we have this function, and now I'm gonna cut this code and paste it here. So now I'm gonna comment this one out, and to comment it out, you just have to highlight whatever you want to comment, and you press Control ? If you are on a Mac, you press Command ? So let's do that, and our code will run. So now we are back to the regular function. Let's make a new function here. All right, so let's make a new function that says hello. So I'm going to say function say hello, open two parentheses and two curly braces. So right here, you can, let's go to the HTML. So I'm going to, versus print array. We don't have an array in this video. So I'm going to change it to, I'm going to change the ID to say hello. All right, we are going to say hello here. So now up here on line 4, I'm going to say let and say hi. Let's save it inside of the say hi variable. I'm going to say document.getElement by ID, open two parentheses, two single quotes, and let's choose let's give it the same ID name. So I have said say hello, and it should match this one. So I have that there. And now, because I have stored it inside of the say hi variable, so I'm going to say hi. Oops. So say hi. All right. So that's the name of the variable. So dot inner HTML equals to hello. And now let's just call this function. So I'm going to say hello. And as you notice, it's going to print that to the page. So we have said say hello here. Now let's change this function to an arrow function. So to do that, what we're going to do, remember, you say constant followed by the name of the function. So I'm going to say hello and equal sign, then two parentheses, equal sign again, greater than sign, and two curly braces. So now I'm gonna cut this from this where it says say hello, and I'm gonna paste it inside of our new function, or the arrow function. So now we are going to comment this out because we have an empty function, and we have two functions basically that are the same, so we'll have to comment one out to make one of them work. So I'm going to comment this one out, and as you notice, it's working again. So this is basically how you can go between an arrow function to regular functions and back and forth. So I hope that this video was easy, and I just wanted to show you this because in the next video we are going to use a couple of these arrow functions. So I want you to just give an ID to an element, just like I did here for the sh2. I have given it the ID of say hello, so make sure that you do that. And inside of the JavaScript, I want you to go up here where it says, you see I have said let say hi, so I just made a variable, and I said document.getElement by ID, and I have added the ID of that element. So you see it's stored inside of this say hi variable. And down here, you see I have made this function, and I'm changing the inner HTML to something else. So you see it says hello. I said hello, and right here, don't forget to call the function, because this is some code that will wait for your call. It's not going to work unless you call it. So if I don't add this say hello here, you'll notice that only the first part will work because I'm using set interval and calling this function, which is right here. So now this one is working, but the other one is not because I have not called it. So make sure that you call your functions when you want to run them. All right. I hope you liked the video, everyone, and I will see you in the next video.